Welcome to the Wise Guides. I'm Evie. I'm your host, and I'm also a first-gen professional with over a decade of experience in corporate HR. I'm here to provide you with practical guides on how to increase your wealth and your happiness at work. Whether you're feeling like an imposter in that new job, juggling a million responsibilities, or just trying to get your foot in the door, this is your space to find real, no BS advice, hear from people who have already been there, and maybe even laugh a little along the way. So grab your coffee or your glass of wine, settle in, and let's dive into today's topic. You are exactly where you need to be. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that every professional is going to face at some point in their career: failure. Whether it's missing out on a big opportunity, not meeting your own expectations, or experiencing a setback at work, failure can feel devastating. But how you handle failure is actually what really matters and what helps define your career. In this episode, we're going to dive into how do you face failure, how do you learn from it, and how do you use it as a fuel for your future success. So let's dive in. First, let's acknowledge that failure is inevitable. I'm sorry to break it to you, but everybody's going to fail at some point in their career. Even the most successful professionals have faced major failures. It's important to remember that failure is not an end, but it's rather a necessary part for growth. In fact, failure is where often most people learn their most important lessons. Failure forces you to reassess your strategies, refine your skills, and strengthen your resilience. Without failure, there's no opportunity to truly push yourself beyond your comfort zone. And this is the key. Embracing failure is part of the journey. It's not a defining moment of defeat. And let's be honest, facing failure isn't easy. It comes with a range of emotions like frustration, disappointment, self-doubt, and even embarrassment. It's crucial to allow yourself to process these emotions rather than push them aside. Pretending that failure doesn't hurt only prolongs the healing process. Here's how to deal with these feelings. You want to acknowledge your emotions. Don't bury your feelings. Accept the disappointment, sadness, anger. This emotional honesty, first with yourself and then maybe with others, is the first step towards moving forward. You want to also give yourself grace. Remember that every single person fails. You're not the only one in this experience. Give yourself grace and recognize that this one moment doesn't define your entire career. You want to also separate yourself from the failure. You are not your failure. It's important to remember that failing at something doesn't mean that you are a failure. It's a temporary setback. It's not a reflection of your worth or your ability. Once you've processed these emotional sides of failure, the next step is to reflect. Every failure offers you a valuable lesson if you're willing to look for it. Here's how to turn a mistake into an opportunity for growth. You want to first analyze what went wrong. Take a step back and objectively look at the situation. Was there a misstep in maybe the planning? Was there a lack of resources? Or was something out of your control? Understand the root cause, and that will help you prevent similar failures in the future. Number 2, identify what you could do differently next time. Take accountability. Think about how you specifically can adjust your approach. Could maybe your communications have been better? Did you need more time to prepare? And then use these insights so that you can create a plan for future success. And the third thing you could do here is ask for feedback. Sometimes you need an outside perspective to understand what went wrong. Don't hesitate to ask a trusted colleague, mentors, your wisdom circle, or even your supervisor for feedback. These insights can help you see blind spots and help provide guidance for improvement. It's extremely important that you prepare yourself to ask for feedback in any moment where you feel like there was a failure, because this is how you will gain insight from people that are around you that can help support you in the future as you experience failure in future situations. Failure can really shake your confidence, but rebuilding it is actually possible, and it's necessary. Here are a few strategies that you can implement to help you regain your self-assurance. You can start by celebrating small wins. After a failure, you want to focus on even the smallest of accomplishments, because when you face a failure, smaller victories are going to help remind you of your own strength and your capabilities. These wins, no matter how small, can rebuild your confidence over time. Number 2 is you want to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself the way you would encourage a friend that's gone through a failure. Negative self-talk only adds to the weight of the situation. Number 3 is you want to focus on growth and not perfection. Recognize that no one is perfect. Surprise, surprise. Failure does not make you less confident. It makes you human. Embrace a growth mindset. knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for you to improve and for you to learn. After reflecting on failure and rebuilding your confidence, it's time to take practical steps to bounce back. Here's what you can do. Number 1, set new goals. Don't dwell on the failure. Start by focusing on what's next. Set new, realistic goals to move forward. Break them down into manageable steps so that you can avoid feeling overwhelmed. Number 2 is take action quickly. The faster that you take action after a failure, the easier it will be to regain momentum. Whether it's starting a new project, learning a new skill, or seeking out new opportunities, taking proactive steps will help you regain control. Number 3 is leverage your network or your wisdom circle. Reach out to your network for support, guidance, advice. Sometimes bouncing back is easier when you have people cheering you on and people supporting you. Whether it's a mentor or professional community, don't be afraid to ask for help. One of the best books about turning failure into a stepping stone for success is called Falling Forward by John C. Maxwell. Maxwell emphasizes that the difference between average people and high achievers is how they handle failure. He offers practical advice on how you can move from experiencing failure to actually growing from it. I highly recommend this book for anybody who wants to develop resilience in their minds so that they can turn their setbacks into comebacks. The next thing is a growth mindset. When you experience a failure, one of the most important things you need to do is maintaining a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and your intelligence can be developed over time with effort, learning, and persistence. Here's how to maintain a growth mindset even after a failure. Number 1 is to embrace challenges. Instead of avoiding difficult situations for the fear of failing again, see challenges as an opportunity for growth. The more that you challenge yourself, the more that you can actually learn. 2 is learn from criticism. View constructive criticism as a valuable tool for improvement, not a personal attack. Use feedback to sharpen your skills and adjust your strategies for the future. 3 is to persist through setbacks. Failure is often a detour, not a dead end. Push forward and remember that persistence is key to achieving long-term success. Failure is a natural part of any career, but it's how you respond to it that actually matters. By embracing failure as an opportunity for learning and growth, you can turn it into a stepping stone towards your future success. If today's episode resonated with you, I recommend that you take a moment to reflect on any recent setbacks that you faced and how you can use them to propel yourself forward. And just like that, you've received your dose of work wisdom. I hope you're walking away with something that makes you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more seen, and a whole lot more capable. Remember that the journey is yours. There's no one right way to do it, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. If today's topic hit home for you and you're thinking you can use a little extra support, I'd love to chat one-on-one. Head over to the show notes so you can figure out how to book some time with me. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're feeling a little generous, please leave a quick review. It can help more people like us find the show. Plus, I'd love to hear what you think. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at WorkWiseGuide.